It's also coming through.
Coming through for the radio? Yeah. Oh, well. They'll be turning us off in droves. Our million listeners will be gone.
I don't know what they'll do.
As long as they're still listeners, that's the main thing.
I wonder if the hum goes all the way to London.
I haven't had a text message from him. I'm very disappointed.
Better send one, see if he's got the hum.
Well, I don't know how to get rid of it.
Well, we'll just let it go then, will we? We'll just yell and scream, will we? Just yell and scream, we'll be right.
Well, the bloke who's going to fix it's gone, so...
He's knocked off, has he?
Yeah.
He's finished?
Coming back at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock? Oh, well, you might fix it for the last quarter. So, start of the second term, North Geelong 4-2-26, leading Winch 1 behind. David Mensch back in the ruck for the Blues. Up against Paramanov. Umpire throws the ball in the air. And Mensch gets it down to Leake. He tried to handball over the top to Sawney. Didn't hit the target. Bonner just threw it out, rugby style to Mensch. Still in the middle of the ground. Now the ball comes out to Hutchinson. Left foot kick around the corner. Van der Kloos though stands his ground.
We don't need your scores, Al. We've already got it.
He handballs it away. Outlet is okay. Gives it away to Holmes. Wilson, short little kick. Mensch. Over the top to Holmes. Handball back inboard to Leake. Under pressure, the left foot kick's okay. Murphy at 50. Quick start, goes towards full forward. McClure coming back the other way. Giving it up quickly and getting it away was Rickett. Then got it through a set of hands. Goes to Luke Parker again. And he gives it to Schwennerson laterally. That's Brent Schwennerson inside defensive 50. Goes outside 50. Mensch though, chops it off. Reads it better, does well. Got 3 against him, took the mark and needed 2. He goes to the right foot kick long towards Hermans. Up against a couple. He gets a push. The umpire says play on. Falls to the back. McClure. Left foot kick around the corner. Rickett. Last line of defence as always. And just chips the ball to Kane. Pittman takes the mark. Wright gave him a lead. He goes back in. Board. Dangerous kick, but good kick to Key. Made up some ground. Goes the left foot kick in the middle. They're away now. Hollins. Can he get around Torniak? Got some support, but he likes to go with the kick towards Kane Schwennerson. Going to try and make Van der Kloos to pay, but he can't. He tries to get out to Hardman. He taps it on towards Wright. He over the top of it as well on centre wing. Had it, lost it, got it away. Hollins, handball over the top to Fitzsimmons. Will always do something with it. Right foot kick long to full forward. Off the front of the pack. North Geelong with the numbers if they get there. DeSanto does well. Handballs to Hardman on the right side for a left footer. Can he bring it back with the breeze? He can't. And through for 1 behind. First score of the second term. And it is 4-3-27 North Geelong. They lead Winch 1 behind. Commonafine Hotel first quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing, well, 37.5 minutes in the first term, so that's good.
I've got to concentrate, don't I?
Did you not have the Thompson score?
I don't think so.
Thompson, Bannockburn 4-2-26, Thompson 1-6-12.
Thank you.
So the ball's kicked in and Pittman has taken the mark. So Pittman will turn there back into attack, goes deep, chip over the top, going back. Mark's not taken there. I think it was Bo Tricky that took the mark and got a bit of a bump. Should have been a free kick. Ends up back in the hands though, but Winchelsea now clear the ball to the half-back line. Van der Kloos went to hands the ground, didn't take the mark. Ends up there, handball comes out again. Tricky, it was the target. Lockie Wright put his head over the ball, couldn't take it out. Key, he plants the ball up, goes to DeSanto, takes them on, steadies himself from 40, goes towards goal. Mark's not taken in the goal square there by Miller and will push through for another minor score. So 4 goals, 4 now to the North Geelong side, 1 behind to Winchelsea. We've gone, 2 minutes second quarter. Commonafine Hotel score.
Kick in, Baylor straight down the middle to Wilson.
Good
takes
kick.
the mark. At defensive 50, northern end of the ground. Chips the ball towards Venables, goes up, takes the mark right in the middle of the Barclay Oval. Plays on quickly, nobody's standing the mark, goes towards full forward Hermans. They can raffle it, McClure takes it. And still 50 out from goal. Wanted to chip the ball to Hermans, then he just chips the ball up to Venables. And he takes the mark and will shoot from 40 out directly in front. So Brett Venables.
Well, they certainly delivered the ball from the back line very, very well that time.
And that's what they need to do, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they were a bit sloppy in the first quarter, and that was better delivery then. Brett Venables, chance for the first for the Blues. He goes in, he gives it everything off the back of the pack and pushes through for a behind. So they double their score, 2 behinds. Winch They trail North Geelong 4-4-28 Commonwealth Hotel. Second quarter scoreboard. We've been playing nearly 4 minutes.
If Luke Parker decides to go straight down the ground and long, he'd probably put this in the centre the way he's kicking the ball today.
Yeah.
He goes out wide.
Oh, no,
it's going to actually go straight down the middle. And
You
the ball's
picked
going
it
to
and
end up.
run.
And it's gone to Hoyce. He can't take the possession of the ball. Season picks the ball up, looks for option, goes in ball by Leake, tries to take them on and push his way through. Might have been a bit lucky there. He gets one high, but Leake comes out of it, turns, goes quickly, finds Mensch, still in the centre square. Now goes long to the forward line. 1-on-1, Hermans and Ricketts. Ricketts from behind, gets the ball to ground, picked up by Pittman. Went back and finds Parker once again. Steadies himself and comes out long. Hits DeSanto, never had to change stride then. DeSanto plays on, went back on his right foot. Everyone further afield. The handball goes into Key, has runners inside. Key, good spoil there from Van der Klooster. Ends up there with Wright at ground level. He needs to do the same things we talked about before. Get the first skill right, headies over the ball. Umpire's just letting things go, and now it's going to be a ball up. Andrew Luke and Dan Key just renewing for relationships there, I think. And it's ball step down. Lockie Wright picks the ball up. Quick hands, goes to Hardman. Steadies himself and runs away. Goes in long, full forward position. Pittman's in front. Gets a bad bounce. Who's it going to favour? The Winchelsea players look at each other. Player goes back and collects it, and it's Holmes. Holmes, dangerous kick, but it's a good one. And will find Fowler. So Fowler now goes far side of the ground. Has to be a good kick. And again, that's a good skill. Found Murphy just outside the defensive 50.
Don't come in here, mate.
He was looking that way.
Oh, no.
Murphy, being told to play on now by the umpire. Goes short. Good kick. Mark taken there by Wilson. Has Oliver short, but he decides to go further or go wider. Mark is taken out the far side of the ground. I'm not too sure who that is out there. Not McFarlane, is it?
Could be.
Yep. Player comes back inside now, looking for Hermans. Only put one hand up, went through to DeSanto. He picks the ball up and goes back to Rickett. Rickett to Key. And now Key through the middle of the ground decides to load up and go long. Miller's the target. Over the top at ground level. Is he good enough to pick it up? He is. Oh, he didn't take possession of it. Then Brendan Beveridge said he's been held. And Blake Miller will go back and shoot for goal.
You can't tell me that they might not be better off Winch having Hermans in the ruck and Mensch forward.
Look, I'm just waiting for the opportunity to say that. Even when he's down there, Ricketts given him a father of a hide.
Pricey. Get Mensch forward and Hermans in the ruck, can you?
That's got to be the change. It's got to be the change,
can you?
So Blake Miller from 35 metres out, right side for a right footer.
I don't know why you ask a bloke who's been a coach of the League side's been flogged for the last 2 years. But
Comes in Miller.
Come back,
the breeze.
come back.
Comes. Here it comes. He's been here before, Blake Miller. He has his second goal of the afternoon and the fifth goal for North Geelong. 5-4-34. They lead Winchelsea on 2 behinds. They were gone 6.5 minutes. Second quarter. Coming off a hotel scoreboard.
they're a little bit stiff there, Season. The ball went to Miller and he thought, well, the obvious thing was Miller's going to do was grab it, so he grabbed him. But Miller was a little bit smart for him, and that's good to see. A little bit of cleverness in a kid who's still only probably under 18. Only 17 or 18, because he didn't grab the ball, and the umpire, Brendan Beveridge, even he couldn't have missed that one, and he had to pay it, and it was a good goal. Brought it back beautiful. And as you said, he's been here before because he just brought it back beautifully.
Hey? Oh. Jeez. Shouldn't be playing then. Back to the middle. Ridiculous. Playing unfit blokes, Grubby.
Well, yeah, at this time of the year, there's probably
win.
no need for it.
You never win doing it. Mensch from the middle, tries to give it the big thump. Wilson runs off centre half forward, gives it away to Oliver. Right foot kick back towards Venables, comes out. Good kick, can't take the mark.
Took his eye off the footy.
Gibbs through traffic, lost the football. Winch the other way. And Sawney tried to get rid of it in the tackle. Fighting hard for it, the Magpie defence. They keep it, they lock it in there, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. Free kick.
Well,
Murphy.
Yeah, he remonstrated. I don't know what the free kick was for. You usually have to hit him high. I didn't see any high contact.
Murphy from 50 to the goal square.
There's just too many of them, and they're just too good down there.
There's a bloke who floats across all the time. Is Steve Rickett. Takes the mark easy as you like. Gives it the heels in the back pocket.
Well, if a bloke's wandering around half forward who's bludgeoned because he's injured, then that's why.
Chips the ball over the top. Schwennerson Brent takes the mark. Brady Watts will be, he's well replaced, isn't he, by Rickett?
Yes.
Done pretty well there.
Oh, yeah.
Brent Schwennerson goes towards centre wing. Mensch gets across there to help out. Handball from Leake, outboard. They're just under pressure all the time, Winchelsea. North Geelong are just harassing them in all parts of the ground. Free kick found, though, for high tackle. Back to Mensch. Feigned the kick and then feigns again and handballs at the Sawney inboard. He goes and takes a bounce, gets a Shepherd. Nowhere to go to, though. Handball inboard again to Oliver. 40 out, right foot kick, high to the goal square. McClure. And Gibbs can't keep it out.
Goal.
It is a goal. So McClure puts the first goal on the board for Winchelsea. And that's come at the 10-minute mark of the second term. They won 2-8. They trail North Geelong 5-4-34. Commonwealth Hotel second quarter scoreboard.
Well, it took them a while to get onto the scoreboard with the major, and it was a good one too from a long way out. Obviously it involved Mensch and a couple other blokes out from way out. It's a long kick from there, which is probably against the wind. But
No.
what's really worrying me is not only did North Geelong obviously start off the year as the best side, but just looking around at Pittman, at Rickett and at DeSanto, I think they've recruited the best too. We'll have a look at Werribee again with their blokes, we reckon, but I think they've also recruited the best.
DeSanto's here with his bad ankle at the moment. The ball back in the middle of the ground. Paranoff up against Mensch. Ball goes out the back and Pittman puts his head over the ball. Doesn't take possession. Tries to work his way through. Mensch has it. Or just tossed it out the ball towards Bonner. Bonner, he did the same to Wilson. And it was either quick hands or I can't see that far. Might have been both. And the ball ends up there with Oliver. Picks the ball up. Running away from goal. Has a Hermans over the top. Van der Klooster over the top. He picks the ball up, kicks towards the half-forward line. McFarlane's there with Wright. Uses the body well, goes to the boundary line. Lucky Wright gets back and leads in the race for the ball. Good collect from the young player. Has time to steady. Handball goes over towards Hutchison. Hutchison, short kick, and the mark's been taken there by Hardman. So Hardman, true centre wing. Another chip over the top, puts Fitzsimmons under pressure. A bit of a tap there from the player in Tricky, and Fitzsimmons the resulting free kick. So he goes towards Miller at centre half forward. Ball comes back over the top. Running player. Oh, if you don't mind, Heist just runs in and kicks the goal. So it's a quick reply for the North Geelong side. They move to 6-4. They will lead Winchelsea on 1 goal, 2-8. We have gone 10, nearly 11 minutes gone. Second quarter, Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
Yes, I know it's a long way from the goals, and people like to give the forwards the credit. But Lockie Wright was absolutely magnificent down here. The ball looked like it was going to trickle over the line. I think it may nearly have, but he picked it up. But what worried me, the bloke on him, Graham McFarlane, just let him run around and didn't chase him and didn't follow up. And down they went and kicked the goal. So doesn't matter who kicks him, but Lockie Wright take a bow because that's brilliant, brilliant play.
Back to the middle. Mackenzie forward for Winch. Mensch. Paramanov. Mensch just stands his ground, gets it down. Rove though by Key. Dunkley. Hutchinson got the clearing kick. Van der Klooster reads it the better, takes the mark. Inside the centre square, left foot kick. Drills it out wide. Might be okay, it is. Mackenzie gets it and goes towards centre half forward. Venables on a long lead, can't take the mark.
Got to keep your eye on the ball.
Murphy through the middle. He's wrapped up, can't take it with him. Sawney, good pick up. He's wrapped up though, gets the handball away. They run through now, they've done well. Bonner, 20 out and closing and kicks the goal. So Bonner kicks his first. Oliver's got one as well, and they're 2-2-14. They trail North Geelong 6-4-40. Commonwealth Hotel second quarter scoreboard, 13 minutes played.
Well, we talked about their problems in the first quarter about not leading up. Well, they led up this time twice to Venables, and he's probably dropped two that I reckon he took his eye off the ball. If they're going to give it to you, you've got to take it. And it was a little bit lucky that Bonner used all his class and come through and kicked a beautiful goal. But now they're leading up, you've got to take him.
Venables nearly the smallest bloke on their forward line too.
Well,
leading up.
But if he's leading up and they kick it to him,
yeah, that's right.
He's got to mark them.
Yep. That's what you play senior football for, mate.
Yeah.
So the ball back with the umpire, middle of the ground. Mensch again doing a lot of the ruck work. Up against Paramanov, puts the ball down. Paramanov goes only as far there as Stephen. He goes back and collects it now and ends up in the hands of Key. He overruns the ball. Can't pick it up. Hands and knees. He's back working hard. Comes out of the pack. Good tackle there by the same player I mentioned before, Stephen. And the ball has been brought to a dead situation. The umpire will come in and take possession. So Mensch again been nearly unchanged for the full course of the game, going up against two young blokes in Hollands and Paramanov. The ball comes out towards Oliver on his left side. Handball comes up, goes back now, and ball is kicked further afield by McClure to the half-forward line. Good mark there by McFarlane out in front, turns and goes black inside. Goes in towards Truce and half-forward, but there's nobody there, and de Blasio does it easily. Picks the ball up, goes by hand. Will find Swenison. Swenison transfers, goes back to the centre wing. Out there by himself, Pittman overruns the ball. McFarlane puts pressure on, and the ball goes over the boundary line. Will be thrown back into play.
Must admit, I've been a little bit disappointed. We saw a great ruck division last week, and we come here this week, and one of them's gone to a wedding, and by the looks of the injury, the other one probably should have went with him.
The ball ends up then somehow in the hands of Key. Little quick kick, goes short. Swennerson goes up with one hand, taps it to himself and takes the mark. So he's just inside the centre square. Little chip kick, goes forward again. Hutchison comes out, good strong mark, hasn't gained much ground. But it'll be right on the 50-metre zone, goes back with Key to the handball. Into the pocket, long kick, favours Miller, puts his hands in Season's back, and the ball goes over the boundary line. Can't take the mark. We're thrown in 20 metres around from the behind post. So we've gone 15 minutes, second quarter, Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard. 6 goals for North Geelong, 40. They lead Winchelsea on 2-2-14.
East.
Yeah,
boundary throw in. Season gets it down to the front. Right, runs close to the cricket pitch area, and it's out of bounds for another throw in. It's not bad. 40 metres around from the.
I hope Eric wasn't listening when we said we forgot to turn his memorial time clock on.
No, it's okay. We're right now. Mensch from the ruck contest tried to shuffle it out. Now only as far as Hutchinson got it around the corner to the 10-metre square, past everybody, getting back there. Holmes, and also Pittman Holmes happy to see it through for a rush behind to the Magpies. They go to 6-5-41. They lead. Winch 2-2-14. They've been playing 16 minutes, second term. Bayliss with the kicking in duties for the Blues.
How long can Mensch play up the ground?
All day.
All day, by the looks of it. Oliver goes with a kick to Mensch, chopped off by Hutchinson, who's been good in this second term. Handballs it out quickly. Lockie right, vision towards Key. Good kick. It's a good kick, and Daniel Key just made enough movement in front of Oliver to be able to take the mark, and will shoot for goal from 35 out, 45-degree angle. And is usually a pretty good kick for goal, Daniel Key. His foot skills are great, and a chance to put the 7th on the board for the Magpies. So Daniel Key comes in, northern end of the ground, left foot kick, pretty good off the boot, straight through the middle. So he's put his second on the board. Magpies go to 7-5-47. They lead Winchelsea 2-2-14. Commonwealth Hotel. Second quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 17.5 minutes.
That's another another spot that they've improved in, I reckon. Key came back last year, and he looked a bit rusty when he came back. He played some reasonable footy, and he was a reasonable player. But apparently he was best on the ground last week. He's running rings around him today, and the improvement in him is like another recruit. And geez, I tell you what, they're going to be tough to beat this mob, aren't they?
Werribee 5-2, Anarchy 2-5, Inverleith 4-2, East Geelong 4-3, Corio 1-1, Bellpost Hill 5-10, and Geelong West 3-4, Belmont 3-1.
And no Tiger score.
Can't have, not on there, sorry?
No, they can't get their internet, apparently. That's why Alan Moore will hopefully come over and give us their scores at random.
So it's Fitzsimmons who puts the ball deep into attack and all. Mark over the top. I think it's DeSanto who's just gone back onto the ground. He's behind the contest. It's fallen in his arms. And he will go back now and shoot for North Geelong's 8th goal.
West are 10 points up at Belmont.
Well.
He sprayed them all week.
So he should have.
Got him on the track.
So PJ DeSanto has the ball. Only 40 metres out directly in front. We would think the wind would assist him in some way. Kicking to the right-hand goal post and just letting the wind bring it back. Kicks towards goal. Nice looking kick. Umpire stands straight there and looks back over his head. And DeSanto's got his first goal of the afternoon. They move to 8 goals, 5. 53, they lead Winchelsea on 2-2-14. We have gone 18 minutes, second quarter, Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
Well, if they haven't been right on top, they are right at the moment, because every time they take it in, they kick a goal. Winchelsea are fighting pretty hard, and they get it up their forward. They just can't kick goals because of the back line of North Geelong, and if that continues, we could have a runaway victory if they feel like it, North. They're doing what they want. But again, I ask the question, how long can Mensch stay in the middle without getting too tired? He's not a spring chicken.
Getting himself ready for St Albans. On the big ground.
Yeah, well, if the other big blokes are back, he'll sit in the square.
So Mensch goes up early. Hollands gets it down. Key. Dunkley comes off the wing for Winchelsea. Still over the top of it. Got a push in the back. Sawney. Bonner across half back now for Winch. Can't take it with him. Oh, Fitzsimmons can. Danger. Gives it away to Key. He can't take it with him though. Still across half forward for North Geelong. Sawney gets it away in the end to Dunkley. Outside of the right boot towards centre half forward. McClure fourth in line.
He's marked that in front.
Was there a mark? The umpire said play on. McClure got it away to McFarlane. 55 out. Hermans one-on-one from behind. Rickett holds his ground. Gets across there towards the back pocket. Gets there first. Under pressure, dangerous kick. Oh, might come unstuck. Comes towards McClure, 10 metres out from the Winch goal. And pack develops. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Ball it up, Good girl. That's the difference. I reckon Winch did that earlier and they were just on their own. But when they muck it up, there's 5 blokes down there to help them. That's the way to play footy.
Ball up, Hermans. Didn't really get a tap to it. Oh, thrown out by Kane.
Too early.
Bonner.
No.
Through the middle. Breaking free de Blasio. Gets it away quickly. Kick around the corner. Came from Cotter. And it's okay. Finds Fitzsimmons. Oh, a bit of candy. Showed Stephen the footy. Then goes out wide. Good kick, Pittman.
Good
That's Jamie Pittman has taken it at half back. Wheels around. Wants to go now on the left boot. Goes back into the middle. Measures it, but only as far as David Mensch, who takes the mark. And they've turned it over. He goes now with a right foot kick towards McFarlane. Got a couple against him. Luke Parker takes the mark easily inside defensive 50. Nothing to kick to for the Blues. They're turning it over at will. Gives it to DeSanto on centre wing. Takes the mark. Got Hollands further afield. Goes in that direction. He goes up. Takes the mark in between wing and half forward. Moving the ball at will here. The Magpies. Slips it out to right by hand. Goes long towards the lead of Miller. Won't hit him though. And Tricky in front takes 50. The mark. Inside the defensive 50 for Winch, and he'll just slow the play down. 8-5-53 North. They lead Winch 2-2-14. 21.5 minutes played, second term.
Tricky goes out wide, finds Bayless. Bayless goes inside, finds Sawney. Sawney now has a player through the middle, ignores that now. Mathis is just on the ground, but he goes wider. And McKenzie on the half-back line has the ball. McKenzie just waiting time now, goes round the boundary line. Target's going to be Mensch, going through the front there, and the mark's not taken there by Morton. In front is Wright, goes down, collects it, not able to get it away, but does so in the end, goes towards Gibb, but Sawney's there. Oh, he's taken high, Sawney, put his head over the ball then, the young fella, and has done well. So Sawney, the resulting free kick, doesn't waste any time, plays on. Runs through the middle of the ground, gets caught right in the centre wing, handballs up to Venables. Venables goes further afield and finds Fowler. Fowler didn't know what to do, ends up in the hands of McFarlane. He's got the ball, goes back one way. The pressure from North Geelong is great. Venables goes outside and Tricky has run down from defence. He now has the ball, steadies, goes back inside, over the top of Hermans towards Sawney. No, it's not. It's picked up there by Heels anyway, so Heels now relieves the pressure with a 1-2 handball, goes towards centre half forward. Pittman in front. Can he take the mark? Gets over the back of the contest, ends up there with Swinnerson. Kane splits, turns, goes back on his right side, kick into the forward line. Just needed a bit more elevation on the kick and would have had Miller over the top, but it's picked up there by Sawney, who's taken the mark in defence. So he has Tricky short if he wants to go to him. Also Fowler there, not too sure where he wants to go. Decides to play on. Miller runs around Miller, goes short, has found Venables, still inside defensive 50. Handball comes up towards Fowler. He now takes the ball and goes towards the centre half forward position. Gibbs reads the plight of the ball well, but Matheson does well equally as well. McClure does equally as well. Goes back towards the centre and Oliver can't pick the ball up. He's tackled, brought to ground. No ball. Hess, he's on the ball now. He kicks it up. Handball straight to his opponent. Ends up in the hands there of Stephen for Winchelsea. So there's a lot of pressure through the middle of the ground. Ends up with Hardman. A little chip over the top. Went looking for Swennerson. Found him. Wasn't able to collect it. Good pressure from Tricky. Ends up there. Van der Kloosted. No awareness there. He's brought down in the tackle. Umpire says free kick. And it's going to be a free kick to Hutchison of North Geelong. So Hutchison now goes over the top. Has a running player. Mark is taken. And it's Cotter. Just steadies himself down now. Goes back. Young bloke, don't like that. Just turns his back on the plate.
Yeah, you get taught that at a pretty young age, don't you? It means it actually means you're a bit selfish. You don't want to give it off.
You've got no intention of giving it off.
No, you want to go back and have a kick.
So Cotter it is, comes in now, 35 metres out from goal, bay side of the ground. Looks a nice kick off the boot, doesn't come back far enough, and it's through for a minor score. So North Geelong to 8 goals 6. 54, 2 goals 2-14 to Winchelsea, 24 minutes gone, second quarter. Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
Bayless for Winch from fullback in short. Season takes the mark. Plays on now. Little short kick is okay. Finds Holmes. Outside defensive 50 goes to centre wing. Stevens taking the mark. So on centre wing, Drew Stephen, little left foot kick off a step, goes towards Murphy. Pressure though from the Magpies. Eels gets it out further afield. Handball came from Schwennerson back towards Hollands. Matheson over there as well. Slipped the handball to Murphy to Venables. His handball further afield. They mess it up again though. And the kick only as far as Parker. Little bit of Candy back towards half forward Schwennerson. Kane, handball through the middle, running. And Hardman arches the back, 45 out, left foot kick, goes long towards full forward. And over the head of Blake Miller, through for one behind. They go to 8-7-55, North Geelong. They lead Winchelsea 2-2-14. Commonwealth Hotel second quarter scoreboard, 25 minutes played.
So Bayless with the kicking in duties again. It's not a bad kick of a football, actually. He's got Tricky out here wide, so he plays on, kicks the ball out wide. He was a bit slow on getting the ball going. Goes back inside, went to Van der Klooster. That was a nice-looking kick in the end because he's got to the ground and taken the mark. So Van der Klooster plays on now, has Sawney just outside. Long kick going towards McClure. In front, Parker does well, gets his body inside and forces the ball over the boundary line to be thrown back into the field of play.
Well, the form he's in today, you're not going to outmark him there, are you? Not in a million years.
So Hollands up against Matheson. Matheson probably gets the ball down there, goes towards Pittman. That's Kane. Handballs out the back door, went looking for Parker and found him. Has time to steady, goes into the middle of the ground, picked up by Eels and plays on now. Takes him on. Runs, carries, needs some support now. If he doesn't get rid of it, he's going to be pinged for too far, and that's what's happened. Anyway. Umpire says that's not a bad call from the young lass. Just that one or two many things to do in his mind, I think. He just needed to get the ball forward. But Van der Klooster now has the ball from the half-back line. Goes towards half-forward, but it's not going to have the carry on it. And Pittman, Kane Pittman has the ball. He was going to transfer play, but then went back into the centre of the ground. Kick wasn't good. Kane Swennerson goes in, picks it up. Leak's got him. Now he's able to free his hands. Went to Pittman, back to Paramanov. Paramanov has time to steady. Play on, says the umpire. The ball comes out the other side. Eels, he's tackled, brought to ground by Murphy. Player sliding in for Winchelsea there in the far side. And it's being held up, but out of the back of the pack comes Oliver. On his right side, goes by hand to Season, who runs through the middle of the ground. Goes into the middle, kicks not good again. Pittman's in front, behind. Rickett gets knocked over by Mensch. He picks the ball up, good body strength. Goes towards Venables, who goes long, looking for Hermans. And Parker just ambles back, takes the mark and transfers play to the far side of the ground. Has Cotter in space by himself. Picks the ball up, time to steady. Takes them on, goes short. Hutchison was a target, missed him, missed Oliver, couldn't pick the ball up. Eels is there. Hutchison can't collect it again. Venables over the top of the ball. He's tackled, brought down. Umpire says it's going to be a ball up. Just on centre wing, forward side of the ground for the North Geelong side. We've gone 27 minutes. North Geelong 8-7, 55, 2-2, 14 to Winchelsea.
A ball back inboard. Kane Schwennerson. He's taking the mark. He chips the ball over the top. Lead on from Miller. Goes up. Can't take the mark. Through the middle, Fitzsimmons comes to the back. The Blues have got the numbers though. They get it across Holmes. Gives it to Van der Klooster. Under pressure now with a right foot kick to nobody really. Dunkley. Morton against him. Close to the boundary line. And Morton can't keep it in. And he's not happy about it either. Just throw the ball in. Seriously, it's not worth that much, is it? So ball in. Here's the boundary umpire. Yep, thanks, brother. And the blood rule. So Morton comes off. Right comes on. Boundary throw in. Centre wing.
Where's the blood?
8 set on his mouth. 8-7-55 North. 2-2-14 Winch. Yeah, right. Beautiful. Yeah, great. Fantastic.
That's right. No, she had to blow time back on. The boundary umpire didn't quite understand what it was, but she had to blow time back on
Throw
again.
in Matheson. Big thump to nobody in particular. Dunkley. Handball towards Leak. Sawney to run onto it as well at half forward. Picks it up. Oh, Gibbs comes at him and he harasses him and he drops the football. Comes through McClure. Goes with the left foot kick. Might be all right. It is. Mackenzie's taken the mark. Will shoot for goal. 30 out. Slide angle. I need a couple from Mackenzie and a couple from Mensch just to get him back in the game.
He's got to be a bit careful, Mackenzie. I know he was only breaking it up, but he couldn't step on the ground because at that time he was on the interchange.
He was.
I'd have been dragging him on, then call him for a
Daniel
count.
Key.
Yeah, drag him on and call him for a count.
So Brad Mackenzie gone back on Grubby's run up here.
Cool.
Comes in 40 metres on the stroke of half time.
I needed that.
And he's put it through. So he puts his first of the afternoon on the board, and on the siren the third for Winchelsea. They go to 3-2.